Contentment. Well, I got mindless. Contentment. Well, I got mindless. Contentment. I don't wanna watch TV. I don't even wanna be with me. I don't wanna do anything. I don't wanna do anything. Anything. Well, I got mindless. Contentment. Yes, I got mindless. Contentment. Well, I got mindless. Contentment. Well, I got mindless. Contentment. I know now. I know. I know. Well, I got mindless. Contentment. Yes, I got mindless. Contentment.
What's up, folks? A little abrupt ending to that tune, but whatever. I should fucking put it back on.
Well, I got mindless.
All right, are we still live? We are. What's going on here? Okay. James, what's up, my brother? Cheers to you. Salute. I just fucking uninstalled all my streaming software settings and all that shit right before going live. Trying to fucking use my phone camera because this one is baked. It looks fucking sunburnt. Ding-a-ling Bob, what's going on? James says, thanks to Sin, Dave Callie, Diggins, and Stubby for participating in this poll. Happy stalking creeps. Yeah, you like how I worded that one, James? They're not going to they won't be able to answer it. This is almost a chud proof poll. Because if they say yes, they'll call Trump out on protecting pedophiles. That's admitting he's protecting pedophiles. If they say no, then that means they're okay with him protecting pedophiles. Gloria, cheers, sister. Yeah, so I had to create a new countdown clock for the midterms, which we have 293 days, 3 hours and 55 minutes. As many of you guys know, the DOJ has launched an investigation into, or has subpoenaed members of the Fed, and they are looking to charge Jerome Powell with some crimes, I guess, if they can find any or make up any. Jerome Powell put out a statement yesterday basically calling it all fucking bullshit and fucking heavy-handed autocracy. Those are my words, but James says Piro wants Jerome Powell to cooperate because the law matters. Oh, to cooperate because the law matters. Yeah. Yeah, what a fucking Jesus Christ, James. It's never ending, brother. Every day it's like how the fuck are you could not put together a more incompetent fucking cabinet and appointees than Trump has unless you started appointing chuds from the White House chat. Bob says, I'd like to recommend a clip from me, but you have to read it carefully. Yeah, sure, brother. I was just looking at your channel, actually. I'm going to go back and watch your video on Trump media. Yeah, Republican Tillis said he won't nominate for a new Fed under Trump. Trump is on a rampage now. I think he's just on a clear rampage. Really curious to see what will happen with how long he sticks with this fucking bonkers idea of seizing Greenland. Yeah, Powell is a straight dude. It's a screwy system anyways, right? Like the whole fractional lending thing is pretty fucked up, but not much we can do about it now, I don't think. I mean, it's one of those things it seems like none of us ever want to talk about, how this, any sort of interest rate is somehow supposed to be created out of thin air, and it really isn't. It gets covered by creating more debt and more debt. And I know you guys get this. So it's one of those things I just have to not think about because it's really bonkers. But it has nothing to do with Powell. I mean, he does the best he can within the system. Certainly, I mean, Trump Trump has failed on the economy, and so he needs fucking help from somebody cleaning it up, and he thinks that if he can press Powell to lower interest rates, that'll somehow boost the economy. But it doesn't do a lot, man. It only, it only like helps folks that are looking for loans. How many of us are looking for a loan? I'm serious about that. I truly understand the benefit for for certain percentage of folks, and I don't know how you would even determine the boost to the economy, because you got to consider, okay, so now the interest rate is lowered 0.25%, let's say, and that opens up money to this many more folks at this income level for whatever these reasons. And now you have to determine, do these folks that get these now available loans, or folks that are now available or able to get a loan, did they put that money to good use, right? Like, did it stimulate the economy at all? Did they build a successful business, or are they building a successful business with it? So Bob says, I don't understand how Trump media does business with Putin from that question, because they are investors. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that situation at all. I don't follow Trump media, like his stock. I don't have a True Social account, so I don't know. But Trump is doing dirty business all over the place. I mean, it's just a complete fucking insider job that Trump and his kids have pulled on the world. I mean, we used to have, decency and, these blind trusts, however blind they ever really were. But, just Trump has just totally blown away all fucking former questionable acts in that regard. Kate, welcome to the stream. Kate says, today Thune even said something negative about going after the Fed. Yeah. James says, Lisa Murkowski said, we shouldn't be investigating Powell. We should be investigating Pam Bondi. Fucking A right. James says, TV, I can't wait for when Jack Smith testifies publicly. Jim Jordan will get crushed. Yeah, he's a fucking complete douchebag. Just a fucking spaz. Kate says, Thune also talked about the homeland in a way that was very much like the way the Ruski talked about the motherland, or the Germans talked about the fatherland. Yeah, they have those, they're fascists, right? 100%. Bob says, unfortunately, he will destroy us all if he makes one more mistake, in my opinion. Well, I have to believe America's going to survive. We're going to be beat to shit. I've said a few times. I don't know that we'll ever get back to the pre-Trump place we were in the world in my lifetime, and I'm only 55, so it'll take, a generation or more to regain the world's trust, I guess. I mean, we didn't just play hard. He didn't just play hardball, obviously, and I'm not trying to talk down to you guys at all. He's didn't just play hardball on trade deals. He completely fucking had any disregard for or had no regard for all the years of our not just trade partners but our security allies. It's I don't know how I mean, I think that most of our allies look at the American people and go, look, we see the clear division, but unfortunately we have an ignorant populace, and it's what is their defense? How do they just have to totally have their wits about them when dealing with America for a very long time to come, Yeah, that's a good point. Bob says, after the Venezuela thing, now the Russians also have brilliant ideas, and others believe so. There really aren't any international laws anymore. And, that's something I think a lot of us have felt for a long time, is that the UN doesn't really carry any weight, and it sucks. I mean, I don't think we should ever give up on it. I don't know how it would work. It's almost, would have to be some sort of one world government for us to be able to for countries to be able to hold each other accountable in any sort of substantial way or meaningful way. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, it just sucks for those of us who are still semi-sane looking at the fucking maniac leaders of the world all over, Bibi and Putin and Little Kim and Trump and Lukashenko. You know, it's fucking crazy. James says Trump will be defeated. His base and minions are the real problem. They are the set in stone cultists. Yeah, I agree 100%, James. You know that. Hitler was just a short, angry guy without his supporters, and Trump is just a big, fat, orange, fucking uneducated, uncouth slob without his supporters. And so it is on them. And that's why, you know, some folks, some of our friends get frustrated with me trying to understand the Trumpers. It's like you don't resolve a problem if you don't understand it. And they are a problem. And that's putting it mildly. Ted, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. Ted says, is beyond sad that the Republicans that are condemning Trump are only the ones that are who are retired. Right on. Laura, cheers to you, sister. Yeah, Bob says there will definitely be a one world government, but first there'll be war everywhere. Yeah, I think if humans want to, you know, evolve and progress and be spacefaring and whatever else, we kind of, I mean, we have to, it's ridiculous, right? When you look out into space and you think, really? We're going to sit here and fucking have pissing matches about this fucking little chunk of dirt and that chunk of dirt? We're on a fucking overgrown rock flying through space with billions and billions and trillions of other overgrown rocks. It's just insane. I mean, we can't have a single leader in the world. That would never work. I don't see how that could ever work. I mean, possibly, but honestly, too, if you think about it, I mean, if we're going to evolve, we have to become more of a unit globally, right? I mean, there's just no getting away from being interconnected trade and financially, right? Like our cultures are so, you know, blended nowadays, and that's just going to continue. But James says, update on Curly. He has won a contract to deliver archers for Trump. Unfortunately, it's still trying to work out how to put a square in a round hole. If he can get that, if he can successfully deliver on those, James, then he's going back for the ballistas contract. Yep. Kate nails it. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate you, sister. I've been fucking screaming for days about this shit. Kate says, President Trump to Iranian protesters, take over your institutions. Trump to American protesters, you are domestic terrorists. The fucking hypocrisy and by Trump is astounding. The ignorance by the Trumpers, but they're, you know, I'm amazed with the Trumpers' ability to completely ignore reality. You know. Yeah, Trump tells the people of Iran to take over their institutions while Trump is destroying all of ours. Absolutely mad. Bob says if Trump invades Greenland, it'll be really bad, and I hope he's removed from there quickly. Bob, that will be the ultimate. So far to date, would be the worst nightmare as Americans we can imagine, because boy, how does our military deal with that? I mean, it's gonna suck if our military goes in there and fuck it. I don't see it being. It's just fucking bonkers that we even have to have this conversation. I don't see there being any killing, for fuck's sake. I hope not. I'm just. It feels completely fucking foreign to be sitting here discussing how we were, what the best case scenario is for us if we, and the people of Greenland, if we invade Greenland and try. It's really fucking bonkers to sit here. It's like it's surreal. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I do not know how Denmark and NATO handles it. I mean, Denmark has been pretty clear about how they'll handle it. What do you do? We all Denmark is has said they'll do the same thing that we're doing. You die fighting. You don't bow to a fucking tyrant bully. I mean, you're never going to succeed in being free or beating them that way. I mean, you have to die fighting, I guess. And I feel like that's what we're all doing, is not dying, but you got to fight back against Trump. You don't. I guess every day I'm reminded about, as bad as Trump is for America, Jesus Christ, it's, he's worse for everybody else. Can you imagine? I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, he's unleashed American troops on American streets and American citizens, but fuck. Yeah, Laura says the Nordic Alliance and Greenlanders do training especially for this. They don't fuck around. I agree, Laura. They're like Finland, um, yeah, Sweden, Norway, Denmark. I'm sure there's some other Greenland. They have the elite of the elite, right? Like their special forces keep up with our SEALs. Ted says problem is that nobody knows where the red line is for Republican Congress people. Yeah, I don't think they know. Well, wherever I guess Trump tells them the red line is. Jameson's that piece of shit gnome in her lockjaw speaking. Yeah, so I got some stuff I wanted to read to you guys. Just kind of a summary of Trump's the ongoing battle with Trump and Iran, all the way through, his most recent comments to the protesters in Iran, and kind of pairing that with what Trump has done to American protesters and how things have gone on here in the streets as far as Trump supporting or trying to squash our freedom of speech, our right to assemble. Melania has a movie out. Do I have to watch it on X Hamster, James, or Pornhub? Mature NL? I should probably stop. Laura, oh my God, sister. Laura, you don't even know. I'm not that vain, but like my camera is so fucking fried. I mean, look at me. I'm fucking totally lit up like I got fucking lights in my forehead, on my cheeks. But then the fucking, and of course, I always look beat up on my eyes, but they're fucking like whatever color that is, fucking bloodshot, red, orange, purple. Same with my cheeks, all fucking orange. It's just, the fucking camera's fried. So I noticed whenever I used on New Year's Eve, I used my phone camera. And I'm like, wow, it really looks it looks much better. Because I just, I am vain when it comes to sharing just how fucked up, you guys would not believe the lighting I have. I've done my best with it. It fucking sucks shit. Between that and the camera that I bought in 2015, that's the webcam I'm using. I cannot get my goddamn phone to sync with my software. It's synced to my computer, but OBS won't fucking bring it up. It's not finding it, and I don't get it. So I love wearing blue. I put a blue hoodie on, Laura, and I sat down, and I was like fucking Trump orange. I'm not kidding you. I'm like, holy shit, I can't do that. So yeah, I'm like, I gotta find a fucking, seriously, like whatever color I wear, it reflects. It changes the whole fucking look of my fucking face. I wish I had some shit I could just put under my chin to show you what I mean. It's insane. I need a new camera. Or I need to be able to use my fucking phone camera. It just won't bring it up for some reason. It's not even offering it. I'm going to try again right now. Oh, such a bummer. Well, anyways, thanks, Laura. It is not as orangey as it looks, but you know what? You see that shit? I noticed too. I guess I must have got bleach on it because I do my own laundry. It's a brand new fucking shirt, and I already got bleach spots on it. All right, fuck my life. You got me started, Laura. I started out with saying I'm not vain and then spent 15 fucking minutes talking about my camera. Kate says, today I watched an ad Christie put up in 2013 for Congress. She was unrecognizable. Oh, was she actually not see-through? I mean, the girl has to be doing some major fucking rails of cocaine. Trump said that NATO does not believe it would help in case of need, but he forgets that the USA activated Article 5 after the attacks in the USA in 2001. Laura says, you got to play this TV. Yeah, I can't on the stream, sister, because it's scared catch up, but I will watch it. I actually seen the post because I am sub to him. Ted says SCOTUS gave Trump carte blanche to commit any crime. Pretty much, Ted. I mean, yeah, it was weird. I don't know. I think just cameras just shot. I mean, I could use one of those fucking porn cameras with the circle light or whatever. I say porn cam, but they're light, but they're webcam light, or for doing like that kind of shit, I guess. video calls, whatnot. Bill, what's up, brother? Bill says Jonathan Ross, the murderer, ran for office twice and lost. This is unconfirmed by me. I have to take this shit in small amounts and let time figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, Ted says, so what happens if Trump invades Greenland and NATO institutes Article 5? Oh, yeah, Putin's getting everything he wants. He does not give, I mean, I don't know how much Putin has such a propaganda machine, right? Like, I don't know how much of his own bullshit he believed to the length that the war would be when he invaded, right? When was it? February or of 22? So, but he's patient. He's not in a big hurry. I mean, he probably wants to, fucking run through Ukraine as soon as possible, but however, if he feels like he's going to have a path of least resistance by continuing to work Trump the way he has, to Ted's point, absolutely he's pulling Trump strings when it comes to NATO. Like we've been saying it really comes down. Trump is an isolationist. He thinks that America can just do everything on its own, period, and not only that, but do whatever it wants in the world, and just because he says so, because that's kind of the life that Trump has experienced. Like he's just gotten away with all his failures, which is pretty much everything he's done. Yeah, Ted says Trump will have to pull out of NATO to invade Greenland. Wow, Kate says the murderer Jonathan Ross raised $500,000 on a GoFundMe, and he's in hiding. Yeah, I'm sure he is in hiding, but I'm hoping there will also be state charges brought against him. Yeah, we see it over and I mean, I wouldn't want to be in that position. There's no way in hell. But I have, as black as my heart is, I have a heart. And I don't know. It's like the Rittenhouse kid. It's like a whole lifetime to live with all that fucking stupidity. Bill says Denmark lost 44 in Afghanistan, respecting our Article 5 claim after 9/11, largest per capita loss of any nation that fought with us there. The Budapest Memorandum, I have not. The Budapest Memorandum, on security assurances compromises four substantial identical political agreements signed by the Conference on Security and Cooperation in Europe in Budapest, Hungary on the 5th of December 1994 to provide security assurances by its signatories relating to the accession of Belarus, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and to the Treaty of the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. The four memoranda were originally signed by four nuclear powers: Ukraine, Russia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. Ukraine? How is Ukraine a nuclear power? The four memoranda were originally signed by four nuclear powers: Ukraine, Russia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. France and China gave individual assurances separated document. That's fucking strange. I mean, I don't get that. Mistake on Wikipedia, maybe? Or am I completely fucking missing something about Ukraine being a nuclear power? James says, I'll be lurking TV. Village idiots call me here at work. All right. We love you, brother. Get her done. Yeah, Kate says 6 civil federal rights lawyers in D.C. quit because they are not allowed to investigate. Plus 6 federal attorneys in Minnesota quit because they won't investigate Renee Good's wife. Bob says Ukraine was part of the URSS in the past. Ah, I gotcha. Thanks, Bill. Bill says TV Budapest memorandum was security promise that if Ukraine gave up their Soviet nukes, they'd have guaranteed promises. I gotcha. Yeah, they probably regretting that now, aren't they? Thanks, Bob. I didn't. I have a hard time. I'm sure I've heard that before, but TV is sundowning. Yeah, yeah. Bill says Ukraine had Soviet nukes stationed there when it all fell down in days. Well, I don't know if you guys remember. I looked up nuclear nations um, late last year, and I think there's. I can't remember what the actual nuclear powers are, but then there's, as you guys know, several nations that have like loaned nuclear, like Russia, for instance, has nukes in Belarus, and I'm sure there's some other instances of it. Yeah, I did right on, Bob. I wasn't I didn't make that connection that they were leftover nukes. I'm just watching checking out the headlines. I was expecting that there might be a little disruption in the markets today because of Trump's attack on Powell and the Fed. It did end down like 400 points, so nothing substantial or crazy. So Trump going in and arresting Maduro purely to get access to the Venezuela oil is right now is backfiring. It doesn't see Trump, you know, he needs investors to go in there, and nobody's willing to do it. And I'm not sure. I mean, all right, I caught myself. I was almost going to say I'm not sure if maybe these oil execs, like one from Exxon specifically, I suppose, um, are they doing it out of, you know, maybe there's some sort of, maybe they have just a fucking ounce of morality? I don't know. Probably not, but so tonight I screwed the Trumpers up with the poll question. I asked, will Trump's base supporters ever call him out on protecting pedophiles? So far, we've had 10 votes cast. 90% of you folks say that no, Trump's base will not call him out on protecting pedophiles. 10% say yes, they will call him out on protecting pedophiles. I love it. I might have to use that one a few times. Oh, did he? Bob says Trump has officially declared himself the interim president of Venezuela. Wow. Glory says I'll never forget saying Trump saying why have nukes if you're not going to use them in an interview during his first term. Worries me that asshat has the nuclear codes. Yeah, I think Trump's too much of a coward to, well, wouldn't be a coward, fucking maniac. I don't know. I don't worry about that too much, Gloria. I mean, Trump has, as long as he's whatever, not being stopped from using our military to do whatever he wants around the world, there's not a lot that most of these countries can do to stop us, and it's fucking disgusting. It's shameful. It's embarrassing. It's criminal. Bill says it was a 1990s Cuban Missile Crisis, but in reverse for Russia. They didn't want all those nations that suppressed having ability to defend against them later. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, so I mean, Trump has said just recently that we will have uh that we will take Greenland one way or the other. And I mean, that's putting himself in a corner, right? So it's Greenland. He's mentioned Mexico because of the drug cartels there. Um, he's he's already totally. I mean, Venezuela is When was Maduro arrested anyways, you guys? How long's it been? Has it been over a week yet? Probably 10 days. In the country's close to chaos. There's all kinds of gangs running through the streets now. There's no you know, there's probably even, well, there's going to be rival gangs, terrorizing the streets because there's no, you know, iron-fisted police for or, state police forces that are going to be keeping that shit in check. Yeah. I don't think Donald does love his children, but Kate brings up one of my favorite Trump quotes. What a fucking douchebag, man. Fucking setting off a nuclear weapon inside of a hurricane over the United States. What a fucking God damn it. Where are the Trumpers? How do you fucking justify that stupid ass shit? What a fucking moron. Jesus fucking Christ, now I'm pissed. Thanks, Kate. Now I'm fucking pissed that that's the idiot we got in the White House. Motherfucker, seriously, he wanted to fucking distribute radiation poison to all of America in the hopes it would have fucking stopped the hurricane, I guess. Oh man, that's fucking too funny. Darlene, what's up? Darlene asked if I seen where Trump came to our Ford plant in Dearborn, how childish she was flipping off, mouthing "fuck you" to a worker. He's the real president. Yeah, that's good stuff though, Darlene. I heard that somebody called him a pedo protector. One of the employees called him, hollered out, "You're a pedo protector," and fucking Trump said "fuck you" and flipped him off. Yep, that's good stuff. It's gonna be like that for Trump wherever he goes. He's hated in America. Cocksucker, fucking totally trashing our state from fucking one end of his fat fucking face to the other, and then he comes. I can't stand the prick. Stay the fuck out of Michigan. Anybody who wants you here needs to get the fuck out of Michigan. We don't need. I mean, for real. If you're a fellow Michigander and you're seeing and hearing me, which probably isn't likely, but anyways, just in case, you're a fuck up. You're a fuck up, and you know you are. And that's where you're getting all your fucking jollies from, is knowing that you're such a fuck up. All you have left in your life is to try and destroy America. Help Trump destroy America. If you live in Michigan and you support Trump, fucking do us all a favor and check out. Seriously. There's some high cliffs up in the UP you can fucking use. Lowe's has stools and short length ropes. So whatever. Do her up, pumpkins. No use for you. Trying to destroy our fucking way of life. The only fucking true democracy left in the world. Or the best one, I should say. You want to see all fucking liberals dead. You want to see the fucking Democrat Party done away with. That'll help us. Let's go from fucking not enough parties to one less. Do us a favor. Check yourself out. You know what I mean? Glory says, Raisin Sawdust, what up? You need to shave and clean yourself up. You look like a dirtbag. Yeah? Why are you insulting the guy that's banging your mom like that? Oh, Jesus Christ, this dude's some sort of fucking religious freak. He's this fucking this Raisin Sawdust has videos, has a bunch of videos of fucking little kids on his fucking Raisin Sawdust is a creeper, you guys. He has tons of fucking videos of little kids on his fucking channel. Yeah, if your mom's banging me, I guess she's banging a corpse. Seriously, you guys should go check out Raisin Sawdust and report him for being a fucking diddler. Here you go. Here's Raisin's fucking link. Go over there and report him for fucking exploiting children. Now what kind of dirtbag am I? Raisin, can you tell me when the first time it was that I hurt your feelers? That's all right, Raisin. Like you said, I'm a dirtbag. You take it where you can get it when you're fucking my age, buddy. Raisin, did you just happen across my channel tonight and decide you wanted to come in here and fucking pout for some new people? Exactly. Right on, Ted. That was his first. You know, nobody, you guys, no one, Raisin, no one's ever heard me claim that I'm going to win some beauty contest. I'm 55. I've raised 5 kids to successful adults, good people, been married for over 30 years now. I'm a little shaggy, brother, after all that. I admit. Raisin, are you done? Or did you want to explain to the chat how it is that I hurt your feelers so badly? I mean, that was your opening comment. Shave and clean yourself up, you look like a dirtbag. Kate says, good for you, TV. Yeah, I did what I could, sister. I give a lot of credit to Mrs. V.
Around Donald Trump. He is, for me, he's sort of like my spirit.
All right. Bill shared a link with us. I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to have to do a quick break so I can make another dirtbag cocktail. I tell you what, guys, I hope I don't start, like, sounding cringy by fucking railing on Raisin Sawdust. But, you got to admit we're doing things right when that's all they can fucking do is come in and say you look like you need to shave, you look like a dirtbag. You know what I mean? You know what? You don't want to talk about the fact that Trump is fucking threatening to bomb Iran to help the people there as he attacks American citizens. You want to talk about that? You don't want to talk about how fucking Bondi is however many fucking weeks late and only 10-12% of the fucking Trump Epstein files are out. I mean, you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about Trump invading Greenland. You don't want to talk about Trump's failure plan in Venezuela, arresting Maduro to get to the oil, and now nobody wanting to invest in rebuilding that oil infrastructure. You don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about Trump's threats on Mexico. You want to talk about Trump screwing us with the China trade deal? You want to talk about maybe some other things that Trump has mentioned are good ideas, like nuking hurricanes, right? Inviting the Taliban to Camp David, raking the forests. I mean, you don't want to talk about, you think the most important issue on our plate is TV shaving? You need to get out more, pumpkin. All right. Let's check this out, shall we? Here's a little share from Bill. I'm going to play it and then I'll, the screen's probably just, let's go back to the other screen, but. There we go.
What do I think about Donald Trump? Well, Donald Trump is, there's a lot of negativity around Donald Trump. He is, for me, he's sort of like my spirit animal. I look at Donald Trump and I see a TV host who became president, and I dare to dream. Right. I'm a spray tan away from power. Here's my big worry. I worry aliens are going to land. And in classic alien fashion, they're going to say, take us to your leader. And we're going to have to say, oh. Could you come back? Now's not a great time.
Good stuff, Bill. Thanks for the share, brother. All right, you guys hang tight. I will be back in, like, I don't know, as soon as I make it up here, I promise. I'm back. I have a fresh cocktail. Cheers to all you who are hanging out with me. Welcome to the Dirtbag Live Show. I said I was going to, just wanted to go down. Here we go. All right, take me a few minutes to get through this, but I won't be able to see you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up or down, share with those you love, those you don't, subscribe and ring the all bell if you haven't. And know that I appreciate your time very, very much. Mrs. V does. Keeps me out of her hair. So, as we've seen that Trump has vowed to hit Iran where it hurts if they, you know, are brutalizing protesters there. But here's some, and we'll get into that here and again in a minute. But here's some examples of Trump brutalizing American citizens. For instance, where former President Donald, why it says former, I don't know. That's weird. Remember it did that before AI. Deployed troops or federal forces in actions related to U.S. protests, including cases that involved mobilizing military or federal agents against American demonstrators or where protests followed, such as deployments. June 1st, 2025, Los Angeles National Guard deployment. In June 2025, President Trump federalized and deployed thousands of National Guard troops, about 2,000 plus, and some Marines to Los Angeles in response to protests triggered by aggressive immigration raids by federal agencies, ICE and Border Patrol. This move occurred without the consent of California's governor, drawing legal challenge and criticism from state officials who argue it was unconstitutional and potentially illegal under the Posse Comitatus Act. The federal forces were positioned in and around the city amid demonstrations, clashes, and arrests tied to opposition to federal immigration enforcement. Troops were sent to support federal agencies and guard federal property. California officials argued the deployment violated federal law and local authority. Legal rulings later limited the use of troops for law enforcement functions. 2025 and 26, multiple federal deployments, National Guard and DHS forces. According to tracking of deployments during Trump's second term, federal forces, including National Guard troops under federal authority, were sent to multiple cities after large-scale protests related to immigration enforcement and civil unrest. Washington, D.C., Memphis, Portland, and other metropolitan areas. Deployments expanded under federal authority amid crackdowns on civil unrest and protests tied to immigration operations. I really wouldn't, you have to take these, this isn't a report, this is a summary. So the words chosen like civil unrest, I guess you have to take them with a grain of salt. These deployments often accompanied or sparked local protests against the presence of federal troops or agents and drew legal challenges. Federal agents in Minneapolis and other cities. In January 2026, the fatal shooting of a U.S. citizen by an ICE agent during enforcement actions in Minneapolis ignited widespread protests. Federal officers subsequently used tear gas and force to disperse demonstrators, leading Minnesota and other jurisdictions to sue the federal government, alleging unconstitutional actions by federal forces. Excuse me a second. In some cases, protests resulted directly from federal military-style enforcement actions against demonstrators rather than the deployment itself being aimed at protesters. I hope I'm not losing my voice now. 2020 George Floyd protests in Washington, D.C. and Portland. Although before this current second Trump term, it's relevant historically because it set precedent often cited in later debates. In June 2020, during the George Floyd protests, Trump directed a show of force in Washington, D.C., including use of National Guard members and federal law enforcement to clear Lafayette Park so he could walk to a photo op at St. John's Church. Federal officers also fired tear gas and other crowd control measures to disperse demonstrators. That was, it's just one steaming pile of shit after another. We all remember that. It was fucking disgusting. There couldn't have been a more peaceful protest than that day on Lafayette. And, also he could fucking do his fake Christian thing and hold his Bible upside down. Portland in 2020 saw extended deployment of DHS federal agents, not National Guard, who clashed with protesters, detained demonstrators in unmarked vehicles, and used crowd control weapons. This tactic was widely criticized as excessive. We all remember the black SUVs rolling up, people fucking snabbing streamers off the fucking streets and fucking rolling off with them. While these 2020 actions occurred under Trump's first term and against mostly racial justice protests, they are significant because they shaped later expectations and legal debates about federal forces against protesters. Troops deployed include federalized National Guard units and, in some cases, Marines, often justified by the administration as protecting federal property or supporting law enforcement during unrest tied to immigration operations or other large protests. Controversy and legality have been central themes, with lawsuits from states like California, Minnesota, Illinois, judges blocking or limiting deployments, and critics citing constitutional limits, Posse Comitatus Act, on military force in civilian contexts. Public protests have both been targets of federal force and reactions against federal presence, especially where local leaders opposed the deployment as an overreach. So there we have just a brief summary of, Trump's actions against the free speech of Americans, right? It's clear he just doesn't want any, it's just fucking complete bullshit that anybody wouldn't be able to see exactly what he's doing. It's Gestapo type tactics, right? You fucking same thing they do in Belarus and Russia currently and in the past in Germany, right? Nazi Germany. It's all to hammer down on dissent. So in contrast to Trump attacking our civil rights, the country he leads, he wants to come off as a fucking superhero to the world. Like, he wants to be feared, right, by the world. And he wants respect, but he wants to try and do it through fear tactics and intimidation. So Trump wrote in reference to Iran, Trump wrote on social media that Iran is looking at freedom perhaps like never before, and declared that the U.S. stands ready to help Iranians seeking greater freedom amid the protests. Let me read that again. Trump wrote last week on social media that Iran is looking at freedom perhaps like never before, and declared that the U.S. stands ready to help Iranians seeking greater freedom amid the protests. Again, he didn't want fucking people demonstrating. He had to clear him out. He's so fucking paranoid, and rightfully so, about how much America hates him, that he had to clear Lafayette Street. That's just one example of his fucking tyranny. He has repeatedly warned Iran's leaders not to violently crack down on demonstrators, saying that if they do, the U.S. will respond strongly where it hurts. U.S. will respond strongly, hitting Iran where it hurts, though he clarified this does not mean boots on the ground. Trump has also used language suggesting the U.S. is locked and loaded and would come to the rescue of Iran shoots or kills peaceful if Iran shoots or kills peaceful protesters. Well, we already know that's happened. Oh my God, am I going to struggle like this now for the rest of the stream? There's already been at least 100 deaths reported, at least over 6,000 arrests. I believe that they even had an execution scheduled for yesterday. The first person to be executed or convicted and executed in relations to these current demonstrations or protests. So the Trump administration is reportedly considering a range of options from economic pressures and sanctions to military options in response to Tehran's crackdown. Trump has said Iran has shown interest in negotiations with the U.S. after his warnings over the crackdown, though he maintained that action might precede any talks. He also mentioned plans to speak with tech leaders like Elon Musk about helping restore internet connectivity in Iran amid the nationwide blackout, potentially aiding protesters' communications, referring to Starlink. U.S. lawmakers and advisors have publicly backed the message that the U.S. supports the brave people of Iran and condemn violent repression. Well, that's U.S. lawmakers. That's not Trump. Analysis observed Trump's rhetoric aims to pressure Iran's regime and signal U.S. backing for demonstrators, though the precise form of any assistance remains politically and practically debated. So that's kind of a rundown on and a comparison or the two contrasts of Trump standing up for civil rights, or, you know, saying he defends and supports the protesters in Iran as he just continues to wage civil war on the American people. So God, this, after reading that, this seems small, but Angela, what's up, sister? Welcome. Yeah, there was some first term stuff in there, Bill, right. I was given just kind of a broad view of Trump's mindset, you know, as a president, first term and now. Yeah, certainly much worse now. Angela says they were across the street yesterday from my grandkids' elementary school. Oh, no, man. So, Angela, not to be too nosy, sister, so your grandkids' school was still in session? Because I've heard that some Minneapolis schools were closed. Kate says Iran is up to 2,000 dead protesters last I heard 17 minutes ago. Thanks, Kate, for that update. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I think the numbers I just got was from that I just gave you guys was I watched a little bit of the UN hearing early this morning on Iran, and obviously it's very hard to get information out of there right now. And the scary part is that it's gotten quieter, and with the folks in Iran not being able to communicate with each other, organize and plan demonstrations or collective marches, right? Because they need to stick together, and they need to be out in large numbers and enforce. They won't have the ability to maintain this resistance long, it just, without some sort of, you know, moral support, physical support. Yeah, I don't know. Kate says she got that info from Warhawk Lee Wheelbarger. Nels, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. Oh, right on, Angela. Yes, they were in session at 8:30 this morning. They are spreading out all over the state. Yeah, I can't believe that we haven't seen more substantial raids here in Michigan. Seriously, I mean, especially where I am. It's like we have tons and tons, we have all kinds of berry farms, fruit farms, greenhouses. That depend, like all my local my neighbors that are farmers have migrant workers, whatever their status is. I don't know. I'm just saying. I grew up with migrant kids, so I find it all really disgusting. Ted says, which states have the highest percentage of illegals? Texas, Florida, and I believe Mississippi. Yeah, that's no surprise. Angela says iceout.org is a great site to see where they are. Post the whole link, sister. So I ask, will Trump's base supporters call him out for protecting pedophiles? 13 folks voted. 15% said yes, they will call him out. 85% of you said no, they won't. We'll leave that up for the duration. Thanks, Angela. Yeah, Angela says Wall's pissed off Dumpy in the during the election, so now he's coming after us. Yeah, he's on a rampage. He's on a rampage, 100%. It's I don't know if it's a combination of he's declining, at a breakneck speed. It's a combination of that and him stressing about being a child trafficker. I mean, seriously, like when you look at, I don't want to go in this too much, but I haven't really hammered down on it all because it just seems obvious. Like Trump was such close friends with Epstein for so long. I mean, he really is the number 3 person in that. It's probably the biggest trafficking ring, right? I mean, Bondi said thousands of victims. Probably the biggest trafficking ring in our history, right? Yeah, of course. Right on, Ted. Well, Ted, you being a fellow West Michigander, We do. We have a huge migrant community, and many of them um, travel back and forth, 6 months at a time, right? And I'm sure there are a good percentage that are illegal or that didn't come across legally, that are just coming up and not making excuses for them coming in illegally, but they're coming up, they're getting paid, they have to pay taxes, Social Security, and they'll never be able to benefit from it, right? I mean, they can't file a fucking tax return. They can't claim Social Security. They can't vote, can't get any sort of government assistance. Is all they are able to do is get a work permit, and pay taxes on the money that they earn. And so really they're benefiting, as most of us know, they're benefiting our community. I mean, West Michigan would be a mess without our migrant workers. We have so many greenhouses, like with shrubs and that kind of stuff, that are have work year round. Angela says they're very proud, Ted, and have an excellent work ethic. Yeah, I told the story, I think, last week or something when I streamed, that when I was 19 and worked in a nice ass marina, they had like a 300-person seat dining room, indoor pool, all the shit, right? It was like about as fancy as you get for my hometown. Helicopter landing pad. We hosted powerboat races, and I got to cook for Chuck Norris and his wife and crew for a weekend, and Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith, when they were together, were there. But we had a Mexican American chef. That was a great guy, and we had a couple. We had a brother and sister that spoke very little English and were immigrants. And I don't know what their legal status was. This was in like 1989. But man, that dude busted his ass. And Chef John says to us, you know why he works so fucking hard? We're like, why? Because he's Mexican. I'll never forget that. And I don't just hard to argue against it. Yeah, I have. There's been a few occasions where, yeah, I've already shared the story about my time in jail with the guy that had crossed illegally twice. This was the first time he got sent back. This was the second time. We were just in county jail, but he was getting ready to get sent out west. I mean, dude had no fucking tattoos on him. He was, you know what I mean? When you live as long as I have, you're not that easily fooled by anybody, no matter where they come from, right? I mean, you're living in a cell, a fucking 8x8 cell with another dude for 30 days or so. You get to know him pretty well, even though he didn't speak much English either. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. I'm proud to be an American, or, for what America stands for the ideal that our founding fathers had. And borders suck, and I'm not trashing our flag, but any flag is a big old sign that says we're different than you, and maybe suggest that we're better than you, and that's bullshit, because we're not any different than anybody else, and we're certainly not any better than anybody else. Bill says he's in Cali where we rely on migrant workers. They're great. Yeah, Bill, the whole country relies on the migrant workers that America, or that. I had a moth up here. It warmed up today, so I guess the critters are coming out. But our whole country is indebted to the migrant workers in California and, of course, around our country. Yep, good food, good music. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of mariachi. I do like some Latino riffs or rhythms. Nels, are you back out west now, brother? Maybe I asked you that before. Angel says, Bill, I was in awe to see the massive strawberry fields and all the migrant workers there. Now I'm going to start singing Strawberry Fields again. Living is easy with eyes closed. Misunderstanding all you see. It's hard to be TV, but it all works out. Darlene says, we really don't have many up here. A lot of retired people like my dad is. As soon as they retired from General Motors, we came up here. I need a warmer place. Mostly half-rented commercial buildings now. Yeah, a lot of indoor strawberry growing going on. I almost streamed the Supreme Court hearings this morning, but I was not ready to be awake, or I was ready for a nap at about 9 o'clock this morning, and it didn't start, or 8:30, it didn't start till 10. I'm like, I don't think I can sit here, keep my eyes open. I needed a nap pad. So I don't know how that went. I'm sure there'll be no ruling immediately. What do you guys got? Anything groovy on your mind that you want to share with TV? You guys like the new TV2 Live sign by any chance? Is it too much, or I have to I have to do a full confession, say that I'm a pretty big fan of David Feldman, and he has something similar like that with the traffic time lapse. I thought it was cool. Like, all right, I gotta fuck around with this. Even though my TV2 Live neon sign lights up really odd, I fucked up the sequence on that. Right on. Thanks, Nels. I like it. You know I like it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have said nothing. No shame here, man. It'll probably end up being like the best part of this whole fucking stream is that graphic. Darlene says, as of January 13th, 2026, the U.S. Supreme Court has not issued a ruling on the legality of the broad tariffs imposed by the Trump administration under the International Emergency Economic Powers. Bill says they pushed almost all the farms out of OC now. So what do they do? Bill, is it getting turned into like fucking AI warehousing or something? Yeah, I seen that, Angela. Like maybe maybe a half a dozen attorneys from both federally and state and Minnesota, right? Half a dozen each or something like that. Oh, brutalist prefab everywhere and shitty townhomes. Bill, I have a lot of thoughts, as you probably know, about how we do our irrigation and the continued fucking torture and strain that we put on an already fucked Colorado River. We need to make some changes on how we grow food. The world's changing, you guys, and it's going to be bumpy. I mean, there's so many social issues that we are clearly under pressure from now, and they're getting completely shoved aside and buried, which is really dangerous in my eyes because of all the politics, because of the fucking global pissing matches, because of fucking state politics, foreign affairs, right? Pulte built townhouses out there. They're garbage. That's one thing you haven't seen much of here in my immediate area is development. Like there's like a lot of the places where I grew up, these little villages and shit down the road from me, they are all fucking, I mean, even my neighborhood, I can't believe it. We paid 40 grand cash for this place in 2008. And yeah, it was a bank owned home. But holy shit. I mean, the fucking, there's two houses. The house down the road from me just sold for $500,000. I cannot, it's still hard for me to say that. I'm just blown away. They're probably pissed because they probably, if it wasn't for my dumbass house, they could have probably got like 600,000 for theirs. But seriously, like, there's some fucking, I have some fucking nice ass houses for neighbors, man. Like, easily twice the value of mine. But people are wanting to fucking move out here. It's not really like, I don't see a lot of building going on. Like, there's several lots. I've shared the fucking just aggravating story of the landlocked 3 acres behind me. It's like he's 3 acres right in the middle of a bunch of us, right? The next block over is only a half a mile through the woods. And so he's going to put a fucking mobile home back there. It just pisses me off. It's like, this idiot's from Grand Rapids area. My son said he looked him up, and the dude fucking apparently makes some money or something. I don't know how he put it, but it's like, why the fuck do you want to fucking build right in the fucking middle of a bunch of people? Why do you want to fucking drive fucking literally 100 yards through right between two fucking yards, basically? I mean, I'm thankful. I'd be pissed if I would have never fucking probably bought the place if the easement had been on my property, but still. Anyways, there's TV's little fucking rant, local rant. Has nothing to do with you guys. See, we all have our concerns. I was just reading through your comments there, Darlene. I can't read through all that, but or online on the stream, but yeah, I didn't know that was still going on. Oh, those are Supreme Court rule. I was looking at the Boy Scout sex abuse thing. I didn't know that was still going on. Yeah, that's amazing how businesses can do that, Bill. Jay, what's up, brother? Jay says Kalamazoo has a Gibson factory. I'm not sure if I knew that or not. They used to do fenders over there back in the day, right? Or what, they had their own, the Kalamazoo guitar or something like that too. That was maybe something kind of a take on the Telly or something. I can't remember the history of that. I'm such a Gibson lover though, Jay. It kind of killed me to have to buy this Yamaha, but I explained all that. I'm happy with it though. I will have an SGA again one of these days. Bill says he made a lot of money down there doing rebuilds. It was disgraceful work, and I was an amateur at the time. Yeah, I guess so. Ultimately, it was kind of quiet from the administration today, right? The Trump administration. Guess I'm just waiting to hear. I guess we're all just kind of waiting. I mean, anticipating the next strikes on Iran and how Trump walks back his threats on Greenland. I mean, there's just no fucking way in hell we're invading Greenland, you guys, right? All right, Angela, thanks for coming by, sister. Be good. Be safe over there. Thanks for the link. Yeah, Darlene says, I hope the Supreme Court ruling is against Trump's tariffs. Yeah, we need every win we can get. But man, we have a lot bigger issues. And by that I mean like how Trump was able to get to this point. We have to, without stunting or harming us, our three branch system, we have to reel in the executive powers. It's just been clear. I mean, the pardons need to be fucking checked somehow. And outside the executive branch, we need, I think, like the Supreme Court, we need some sort of reconfirmation of abilities every 10 years or whatever Congress decides or the people decide, but something, there has to be some steps taken to start to improve this shit. Same way with like amending the Constitution, right? So because of the lifetime appointments, like we need that shit takes time, and the process needs to be started, because it's going to have to be started and restarted, over a few different Congresses, I'm assuming. Oh, the old Jay says the old one is also heritage. Ted says Gibson moved to Nashville in 1984. Some of the workers who refused to move formed Heritage, which still exists. I know I've never had a guitar that was more built for my hands than my Caribbean Blue SGX. Well, I think that's about all I have to yap about tonight. Should we end our poll? Again, if you guys have anything you want to share with me, poll suggestions, links, clips when I'm not live, or if you're not blue, you can send them to tv2media@outlook.com, and that is the channel email. And I'm trying to do better about staying on top of emails for that. So it's still working on some sort of fucking safe call-in number where I won't have a hassle with spam calls constantly or on my fucking personal phone. But trying to continue to evolve the live stream. It's going to be a busy year. I'm going to keep rolling forward. I know I can. It's comfortable or comforting knowing that you guys are always willing to come by and say hi. So I do appreciate your time is the most important thing. I appreciate all those who donate and become members and share out the stream and hit those thumbs up and the thumbs down, of course. All right. So you guys be good. I will see you when I see you, which hopefully will be again tomorrow night. I've had enough of a fucking break. Right? Yes, I have. All right. Be good, guys. I'll see you soon. All right. Peace and love. TV2 out like a motherfucker.